Okay guys, I'm cutting my beef from my tacos de carne asada. Generally this is done with like a flank steak or skirt steak. This was just a cheap, well, it wasn't really a cheap cut. I got it cheap because it was the last day they needed to sell it. So I've got it on sale. I'm just cutting it super thin. As you can see there, it's super thin. Great looking piece of meat though. I love it. This is probably one of my most favorite things. There's different people cook it a little different. Different restaurants I've been to. The way they present it and stuff is all a little different sometimes. So I've kind of just adapted my way of doing it. But I really love this. Okay, now for this recipe, it calls for a pound of meat. And to that, I've got a baggie here. Maybe should have done a bigger baggie, but this one I think will hold it in there. I like it all smushed close together anyway. And to this, I'm going to add, and I just stick it in a little cup just to help hold it up. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of soy sauce. I wouldn't suggest adding salt to this till after the fact just because like the soy sauce and even the Worcestershire is pretty strong. And 2 teaspoons, which I've got a tablespoon here so I'll cut it short, of Worcestershire sauce. And then, simply put, I'm going to put, this is my orange rind, but it calls for generally a 1 orange, the juice of 1 orange, which I think is about 1/4 of a cup, but don't quote me on that. But to this I'm going to add probably a teaspoon's worth of the rind. And I just made a mess. And then the same thing would go for a lemon. Use the juice of 1 lemon, and I'm going to say that's a couple teaspoons as well. So that's my marinade, guys. Squish that in there real good. And now I'm going to simply, I always flip that back just to keep it off of it. Add my meat to this. You can let this set, you can let it set for 2 or 3 hours, or you can let it set overnight, just whatever floats your boat. So now I'm going to let this marinate. I like doing it in a baggie just because I can flip it around. I put it on a plate and put it in the refrigerator and get all the air out of the bag. And that way I can squish it around good and just make sure it gets it on everything. That's how I like to do my beef jerky too. I've got a beef jerky recipe I did, I think with my grandkids. That's what I remember. It's been a while since I've done that one. I'll try to remember to find it and put a link on here for you if you're interested. My beef has been marinated. It has soaked it up so good. Yum, 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 yum. I'm going to fry it. And I'm going to fry this. I like mine medium well, so I'm not going to fry it too long so that we have a good medium well. Now, while this is cooking, I'm fixing me up some pico de gallo. All right, guys, let's build this thing. Now, you don't have to, but sometimes some people like to slice this up a little more to make it a little more bite-sized before you actually eat it. You can or you don't have to. Whichever one suits you is fine. Look at that, how good and charred that is, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is going to be awesome. All right, just let me get me enough for me right now. All right, got my tortilla. Throw me some meat on there, which I don't care if it's cut up or not cut up. It all goes to the same place. Now this is really, really, really good with mango salsa. I love mango salsa with this. I'm going to put some pico de gallo on there. Now I don't like a lot of, I like this because it's fresh. It's not a lot of extra stuff. Now I actually normally put extra cilantro on it too. Okay, so I got my cilantro out. I'm going to put a little extra on it. I like a lot of cilantro. I've got a little salsa left over that we've been eating on this week. So give me a little bit on the side here. And then I got my chips. And there we go, guys. Which I'll be eating 2 of these, but I'm just going to display one for the moment. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely. It is awesome. I promise you, you'll love this. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. God bless. Good sprinkled on that meat after the fact. Even though you use it in the marinade, it's still really good after the fact. It's just, I like the freshness of this. And that's the only reason that I don't add my guacamole. And I told you about how I freeze avocados with just some lemon juice or lime juice and some garlic powder. And that's it. And that's all I do when I freeze it. And I put it in muffin tins when I do that. Mash it up, of course, and all that. And because I'd use it for different things. It's good just like that with chips or on a taco tortilla or whatever you want to put it on. Or you can doctor it out. For another remember when. Today I've got to think about
The turtle?
a what?
A turtle.
Let me see. You got you a turtle, don't you?
Mm-hmm. And he's nice. And he's nice, but he's also scared right now. Owie!
Are you having fun?
He's trying
Go ahead, dig, Sissy.
Diggy, diggy.
What are you doing today?
I'm digging so I can plant my tomato plant that Mama gave me. And I asked if I could dig, and she said yeah. And I just found a worm that live in the dirt.
What are you going to do with that worm?
I'm going to dig him back in. He's already getting in the dirt.
Why do you want to put him back in there?
So he can have his hibernation.
Hibernation?
What is it?
Is he good for the tomato plant?
Yeah.
He is?
I guess.
Okay, is your hole big enough?
Mm-hmm. Oh, look. It's a worm. He's stuck.
Another worm?
Oh, it's a baby.
Well, he'll get big. Alright, let's get your tomato. Alright, stick your dirt back on top of him. Gotta do it right here too. Be careful and don't hit him with that shovel because you'll break him. Get them worms back in there. Good job. Stick it around there real good and tight.